I always liked Canadian fiddle music because when I was growing up, all these guys in Missouri played all these Canadian fiddle tunes that they either learned from records or they learned from the radio. You know, they could hear the CBC broadcasts at night back when they had a lot of clear channel AM radio before the spectrum got so cluttered up. But I'll tell you one little story about these Canadian fiddle tunes in the Midwest too. Has anyone heard of Dwight Lamb? Really great fiddler from Iowa. He's 82 now. He's coming to fiddle tunes again this year. Someone told me too. So, but he was with his dad and his grandpa. They were all farmers. He was pretty young. And what do farmers do on a day when it's raining? At 6 a.m. you're in a bar because you can't farm. You know, so you go to a bar out in the country, and they happen to be in there. And the guy who fed the jukebox was there putting the records in, you know, and collecting the money. And I guess Dwight's grandpa went over and said, "Say, can you put some fiddle music in here?" And the guy said, "Oh yeah, I can get some records." So they came back a couple of weeks later, and here were all these Canadian fiddle records like Ned Landry and Don Messer, and you know, so they started plugging nickels into this jukebox and learning St. Anne's Reel and Woodchopper's Breakdown, and there's another tune they play called. They don't have a title. They call it That Good Tune in A, which is actually an Andy DeJarlis tune. We're not going to do that one today. I might play it for you if I can think how it goes. But they called it That Good Tune in A because they didn't know what the name of it was. So that's how I kind of got interested in Canadian fiddle music, was from these guys playing all these tunes. And the last big source for a bore you anymore was this record called 25 Old Time Fiddle Hits. Have you ever seen this record? It was sold by K-Tel Records, and it was like you can still, if you look up K-Tel Records Fiddle Hits ad or something to that effect on Google, they've actually got the original advertisement from the 60s on there. You can watch it, and it's the record was $2.99, I think. And it was just like any of these old record commercials where they'd scroll the titles of the tunes. You know, you get St. Anne's Reel, listen to the Mockingbird. There's this like advertiser voice, you know. But so a lot of the guys in Missouri had this record, and it's all Canadian fiddle music, you know. So they were learning off this too. But I got interested in this. We're going to play some Andy DeJarlis tunes, and I call him he was the Don Messer of the West. If you know how big Don Messer was in Eastern Canada, he was that big in Western Canada. He was from Manitoba. And also he was Métis, but he produced dozens and dozens of LPs in the 50s and 60s. He was an active performer for dances and concerts and whatnot, and played on the radio. So he really was like the equivalent of Don Messer, but in Western Canada. And he played some really wonderful tunes. So we're going to play, I'm going to try to start that Golden Boy, Manitoba's Golden Boy. I'm not going to actually teach it, we're just going to play it along slow. It's one we're doing for our Google Orchestra next week. But
I get tunes he wrote, his own tunes.
These are I'm doing all tunes that he composed, right? And so this is in D. I haven't played it. Manitoba's Golden Boy. And somebody told me, was it you who told me about the statue? Someone at the jam.
I can pass around a picture of Manitoba Golden Boy.
We do that at the break. Do that at the break. But so there's a statue of this guy on one of their Capitol building, I think, in Winnipeg. But so let's we'll just kind of play it together. I'm just going to play along. Just play along. It's in D. Let me just do it phrase-wise, kind of slow. It's an easy tune, though. We'll all be playing it here in just a second. Some people already play it because they cheated. I sent them music earlier because we're playing it for this. I consider this a bonus tune of the session. We're just going to be on it for a few minutes because it's something so simple you can take home what you get here and just play it at home without any trouble. But so the first little bit is just listen. Okay, start on this F sharp here. One more time. Okay, and then we're going to start on a C sharp. Just listen. What you got so far is this. Listen. Okay, let's play that together. Okay, now we're going to go F sharp to G. Right to the open, from G to open E, so you got to jump across. Then G to F sharp. Yeah, so listen one time, I'll play that. Let me play what you got so far, just listen. Stop. So you're gonna go, listen. Try that. Let's play the first part together. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. So now it goes right to a G there. We're gonna go. Okay. One more time. Then you're gonna go up to an A. Okay, here's what you got so far. Listen. Here we go. Listen more time. One more time, start on the G. Listen one time. That was string whistle. Let me play it slow one more time. Here we go. That last little bit is this, listen. Start right on the D, listen one more time. Together. Okay, that whole phrase again, just listen one time. Start on the G. Slow. Keep going. Back up to the A on the E string. Play second part with me. Just listen one time. Everybody. One more. One more. First part starting the F sharp. Pick it up a little bit. Turn the burner up some more. Hey, good little tune, huh?